I wanted to explain some of the things that I really thought were helpful and that I wish I'd started sooner, or that I started and I'm glad that I did as soon as I moved to Jordan for this project. This project's lasting 10 months. I'm halfway through now, and a little more than halfway through actually, which is pretty crazy. But these are going to be some of the journaling things that I did that I really am happy I did. So the first one is just a travel journal. So I started this. I love moleskin journals. I'm a paper person. And I love the ones that don't have lines, that I can draw in, that I can scrapbook in, that I can write upside down or right side up in, or sideways. But when I started this, I started it at our, wow, it's a memorial, our orientation weekend. And then that was just like all the note taking of like our mission for being here and the different things that we wanted to set goals for and keep in mind, and different things that I just didn't know about Jordan. And it was a really basic overview of several things. A lot of things we obviously learned once we got here, but this was started then, but I kept it up as far as first impressions and different funny things that happened and just like regular journal diary kind of things. But I didn't write in it every day. I'm not that diligent, but I do write in it. And then this I filled up, so now I have episode 2, which is just another moleskin journal that I brought from home. So this, see clearly I write sideways, has my journaling and such in there, and it also like with a scrapbook, but I like these because I can decorate them, etc. But obviously any notebook will work, and I really suggest doing that because your first impressions are going to be so much different from your middle and ending impressions. I still don't have the ending impressions because I'm only halfway through, but I do really look at that and kind of laugh at the first impressions I had because those things are so normal to me now, especially different Arabic things, which leads me to my next journal entry, which is this. This is actually a Amman baccalaureate journal that we started once we got going with our weekly Arabic lessons with Ms. Muna, whom we love. And so that started then, but I really should have started a Arabic journal just like immediately upon arrival, and even before arrival, because our flight was full of Jordanians and Palestinians who knew Arabic, who were very friendly, and who I could have personally made more use of in conversation, asking the simple things, because when I arrived I did not know yes, I did not know no. I didn't know aywa, or la, or mabdi, or bidi hada, or anything. I didn't know squat of Arabic. I really didn't. And I'm sure they would have helped me too, because I've learned that just everyone here is beyond helpful, or typically are, and just take advantage of it and talk to people, and don't be afraid to be silly when you're using a language, because you've got to. And I really didn't know that until I started learning Arabic. This is the first language I've really committed to learning and had someone to speak it with, because if you learn French on your own, but if you don't have anyone to speak French with, then that's it doesn't make it look a difference. So this is from primarily our lessons. I did it in phonetic spelling because I chose not to, living here for 10 months and not really necessarily needing to read things in Arabic. I'm learning, I can get the gist of numbers, but I don't know the alphabet, etc. to write. So what all of this is phonetic spelling as far as what I hear when I'm doing it. So some of it is kind of my own made up. Everyone's got a different way to phonetically spell things. But what it also is I take it literally with me everywhere in my purse. And when a taxi driver is especially talkative and they want to teach you Arabic, which some of them, it's like as soon as you get in the car, the Uber driver is like, okay, what's the word for this? What's the word for that? No, don't say it in English, say it in Arabic. And it's really fun, but I can't do squat unless I write it down because I will forget and I need the visual. So I take this everywhere with me. So this has from hanging out with friends, this has from hanging out with Uber drivers, with taxi drivers occasionally, with anyone who speaks Arabic and wants to help you. And it's good because you can cross-pollinate the way things sound. Everyone's got a different accent, just like in America. And so there's a different word for several things of the same thing, but also there's a different way of saying it, like an accent. And so when you kind of cross-pollinate and blend it and find the common denominator of what you want to say it, the way you want to say it, then you can keep track of that through here, because the first way I wrote like all the numbers was actually a little bit wrong. Like, so 2 is etnin, but the first time I heard it, I just thought it was nain, which I'm sure is something different. But it had, had an extra syllable in there that I was missing, because when you hear it from one person, it could sound like that because they kind of just abbreviate or whatever, or say it quickly, but then you hear it a couple other ways, a couple other people saying it, and you're like, oh, they enunciated it clearly. Now I get what that means. Especially with my teacher, because I can ask her anything, and she's very clear to saying it, you know, articulate, you know, so it's very helpful, and this is invaluable. It's falling apart, literally, but I'm gonna get another one, because I bought a lot of notebooks, you guys, and these are the main ones. So my journal and my Arabic journal, those are like invaluable. I wish I'd started the Arabic journal, boom, as soon as I got on the plane to Jordan, but I didn't, but it's okay, I'm catching up. So I feel like I'm pretty, like I'm not embarrassed by my level of Arabic. I've done pretty good. Obviously you don't speak it fluently. We'll see how that goes. So those are the journals that I really enjoyed. Those are the tips that I really like off the top of my head as far as sharing with someone considering going to another country, but especially coming to Jordan for the volunteer FOI project.